Hello guys, it is your boy RPG Fans Only Show here, and a couple things I want to talk about and discuss today. Got a couple of requests on forums and just stuff like that that I want to talk to you guys about and show you. So right now where I'm at is called Pixel Audio. Go ahead and me and some guys have decided to not create this website but become like loyal fans of it, and it's basically just pixel music from all types of games that you probably never heard of, couldn't think to hear of, or stuff of that matter. So there's video game music, there's retro gaming podcast right here, and so if we go down a bit, this was Buffer's Evolution. This was one of the games that I just played. Just put out the video for that. So this is 59 PA, known as palette advertisement 59, and this basically is uh, just some audio music, some shit I want to show you. It's safe to assume you've heard of Bandai, but did you know they developed a handheld console called the Wonder Swan? So the Wonder Swan isn't very known if you don't know that. If not, don't worry, its obscurity comes from the fact that it was never released in North America and had the misfortune to be in direct competition with the Game Boy, and it shows. The Wonder Swan Color, I think it does kind of beat the Game Boy Advance in a way, but I think the very two consoles are pretty similar to me. Same two handhelds are similar to me. Also, this doesn't mean it was bad. In fact, it was quite amazing, just unlucky and maybe marketed poorly. Buffer's Evolution is a handheld VGM masterpiece and great example of what the system could do both in sounds and graphics. So like I said, Buffers did have good music. It is a very interesting game. The Wonder Swan itself is interesting enough. Here's some track lists if you want to listen to some background music, stage 1 and all of that shit. And we got some other stuff. Go ahead and join them on Twitter and other things like that. Okay, so now I want to move on to the next thing. Okay, so right here is GameFAQs, GameSpot, GameFAQs, GameSpot.com. I don't have my forum page up, and I'm also currently not signed in. But if you guys want to join me, this is where it's at. And the reason why I like GameFAQs so much, because there's stuff like that. I looked at the Wonder Swan. I looked at role playing RPG games, and I found a couple that are interesting that I decided to go ahead and download. I will check them out. Some of them have walkthroughs. Wonder wasn't very popular, so not many people played the games or beat them. But there are two walkthroughs for Meta Route Perfect Edition, Kabuto version, and Horrorbots, as well as Digimon Adventure, which I will be playing all three of those games. Most likely LPing them if possible. But yeah. And so I figured out what the regiment was gonna be. I'm gonna do SNES Monday, NES Tuesday, Wednesday will be Game Boy Advance, Thursday will be Game Boy Color, Friday will be Wonder Swan. I decided to switch the Wonder Swan with the PC Engine for Saturday, so bam, right there should be the list of how, in order of what I'm going to be doing here. And so if you are ever wondering where I download my ROMs from, here's an area called emulation.net. There's a couple of games, a couple of emulator things that they have. Atari Lynx, the Commodore 64, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Turbo 16, Super Graphics. Yeah, all this shit. So yeah, that's one site. If you, because I know the crackdown on emulation is getting a little bit serious nowadays. So if you ever need a site to check one out. Now I want to talk about some of these other games that were not released. This is Super Boss Gaiden. This is a Japanese This is a PlayStation and SNES mixed together. It isn't a homebrew, but it was supposed to be released as an actual SNES game. But you know, the whole beef behind Sony and Nintendo still lingers today and shit. But that's all I want to show off of that. here is another place called Planet Emulation, and so here you can find ROMs, more ROMs for games that I didn't have, weren't shown on the other site. All the way down, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, they usually always have the console, so you can have the ZX Spectrum, which are like computers, the arcade, the multiple arcade system, and the non-multiple arcade system, and we got the 3DO, Atari, PlayStation, Odyssey 2, some games that GameFAQs, not GameFAQs, but the Edge emulation doesn't have. And so yeah, so from what I heard, there was also another game that wasn't released for the SNES called Nightmare Busters. I went ahead and downloaded Super Boss Guiding and Nightmare Busters. You can actually type in both of them, and they'll pop up as ROMs, unfortunately, because like I said, you can't reproduce the cart them. You can't do a repro cart. But yeah, I did that, so we'll be playing those eventually. I don't actually know. I have to wait because my schedule opens up sometimes, and then sometimes it doesn't, and it's just like, all right. But pretty laggy video, I can see that, but I'm trying my best here. So here are some forums. I be on here a lot, talking to a lot of people. My favorite is to discuss about the news of emulation, because as we all know, emulation is getting cracked down upon heavily and suddenly, for that matter. So you can go ahead to the top of Planet MU, click the forums, it'll bring you here. So kind of a few things to point out here, like how did I experience Game Boy games on mobile, or my most favorite one is the how did I experience emulation. I experienced emulation 3 years ago, and ever since then I've been hooked, and I don't feel like it's right. So this is a French only website, but Google does translate it to English. And yeah, as I mentioned in another topic, I discovered emulation in a cousin who had a PC, who showed me Neo Geo games. Oh, okay, the Neo Garrix. Okay, installing Neo Geo on PC was impossible, but after a few tries of this out, I was convinced, and then I had a PC. I started poking around emulation. Sometime later, I took my first steps on Planet MU, that's where it's all at, because emulation is getting cracked down really hard nowadays, guys. I can't stress that enough. And so those are two sites right there. If you need emulations, they both are still up to this day. And so make sure you can download all your shit now before it gets shut down, though, because if it does, then that's not my fault. So yeah, we got a few guys we talked to. Crowbuzz is a really cool guy. Go ahead and send some messages to him because he likes to talk a lot. But yeah, that's all I wanted to show you guys for this video. If you want to check out Nightmare Busters, it looks just like this, and basically I'll post more stuff online about you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is a special video. I want to thank you subscribers for getting me up to 140, so that's a big jump for me, and I will see you guys until next time, fans. When we come back next week, I gotta grind up on all those LPs on games that I said that we're gonna be playing. So SNES first. I'm gonna have to play some Addams Family off screen, but I will see you guys next time. And my room is dark and I look black as coal, so bye bye.